The morning sun burned over the gleaming glass tower of Grupo Whitestone in Polanco, Mexico City, the kind of light that made even the smog look golden. Inside the lobby, marble floors stretched like a mirror under the rush of expensive shoes. Executives in slim-fit suits hurried past with café de olla in one hand and phones in the other, assistants clicking in stilettos, and in the far corner, almost invisible, a man with tired eyes pushed a mop in slow, steady circles. Even Cole, 34 years old, single father, night shift janitor. He had been cleaning these floors for 8 months and still nobody knew his name. They just called him Jeffy when they needed something moved or wiped. He didn't mind. Blending in was easier than explaining why a man with calloused hands and a faded tattoo of the Virgin of Guadalupe on his forearm was raising a 7-year-old girl alone in a one-bedroom apartment in Colonia Doctors. His wife, Sofia, had died 5 years earlier when a drunk driver ran a red light on Avenida Insurgents. 1 second she was singing along to Los Angeles Azules in the car, the next she was gone. The hospital bills still came every month like clockwork. Even paid them with whatever jobs he could find, mechanic in Iztapalapa, loading trucks in the Central de Abastos, now pushing a mop for 13 pesos above minimum wage. It was enough for Mila's school, for beans and tortillas, for the light bill. It had to be enough. That morning everything changed. He was finishing the executive elevator bank when the gold doors slid open and a woman stepped out like a storm barely contained. White silk blouse, black pencil skirt, hair in a perfect chunga bun. Harper Quinn de la Vega, the new CEO. Half Mexican on her mother's side, raised in Dallas, brought in to save the company after her father's sudden death. The newspapers called her La Reina de Hielo. She didn't look icy right then. She looked like someone drowning on dry land. She stopped dead in front of Evan's cart, eyes wide, phone shaking in her hand. "You," she whispered in perfect Spanish, "por favor, I need help. Right now." Evan blinked. "Sí, ingeniera. Pretend you're my boyfriend. No, pretend we're together. Just for a few minutes. Kiss me like you mean it. Please." The mop almost slipped from his grip. "Pardon?" "There's no time," she hissed, glancing over her shoulder. "If you don't, they'll destroy me. Por favor, Evan." She knew his name. Before he could answer, she stepped close, fingers clutching the sleeve of his grey uniform. 3 reporters from Reforma and a blogger with a ring light were already rushing across the lobby, cameras up. Harper turned, smile instantly flawless, and slipped her arm through his like they'd done it 100 times. Then she rose on her toes and pressed her lips to his. 7 minutes. That's what she had asked for. 7 minutes of pretending while flashes exploded and questions flew. "Senorita Quinn, ¿quién es él? Es verdad que terminó con Alejandro Fernández por este hombre?" Evan didn't kiss her back at first, he was too stunned, but when he saw the terror behind her eyes, something in him moved. He set the mop aside, slid one careful hand to her waist like a man who would once danced cumbia in his youth, and kissed her like she was the only woman in the world. Soft, steady, real enough to fool anyone. When the reporters finally left, Harper stepped back, cheeks flushed, hands trembling. "Gracias," she breathed. "You just saved my life." Evan wiped his mouth with the back of his hand, suddenly aware he still smelled like floor cleaner. "De nada, jefa. I should get back to work." "Wait." She caught his wrist. Come to my office after your shift. Please. I owe you more than an explanation. That afternoon he took the executive elevator for the first time in his life. The top floor smelled like cedar and money. Harper sat behind a desk the size of his entire apartment, the whole city glittering behind her. She told him everything. Arrival on the board, her Tio Rodrigo had paid paparazzi to dig up dirt after she ended her engagement to a politician's son. When nothing juicy turned up, they invented a secret lover. The lie grew legs. This morning the reporters had cornered her. She panicked. And even was the only person in the lobby who looked kind. I dragged you into this mess, she said. You could have walked away. He shrugged. Everyone deserves help sometimes, even if they drive a BMW and I take the metro. She laughed, a small cracked sound that made her seem younger than 32. The photo hit social media before sunset, the Ice Queen CEO kissing the mystery man in the lobby. Twitter Mexico lost its mind. Hush El Novio del Pueblo trended for 2 days. To control the narrative, Harper asked Even to accompany her to the annual gala for Foundation Whitestone in Las Lomas. One night only. A rented suit, a bonus that could pay Mila's private school for a year. He said yes. At the gala he felt like an imposter in the black tux, but he walked beside her with the same quiet pride he used to walk Mila to school. When a drunk board member sneered, Q, Harper, tu nuevo proyecto social? Even answered calmly, no, don't worry. She's the one pulling this company out of the hands of men who think money buys character. Dead silence. Then Harper's eyes found his across the table, shining. Later, on the terrace under strings of lights and mariachi playing softly in the distance, she said, Tonight you made me feel like I could win this fight. You were already winning, he told her. You just needed someone to remind you it's okay to be human. After that, she started looking for him. She'd appear during his night shift with two cafes de olla from a street stand, asking what he thought about raising the cleaning staff's wages or starting a daycare for employees' kids. He taught her the names of every security guard, every cook in the cafeteria. She listened like a student. Then the truth came out. A disgruntled assistant sold the story, El Novio de Harper Quinn S. unintended. The board demanded her resignation. Investors panicked. Even was told to turn in his badge. That evening Harper stood on the steps of the tower and faced the cameras herself. See, even Cole limpia los pisos de este edificio. Es padre soltero, trabza dos turnos, y tiene más dignidad en un dedo que todos ustedes juntos. Si quererlo cerca mi es indigna de dirigir esta empresa, entonces esta empresa necesita aprender qué significa el liderazgo de verdad. 2 days later she called him back, not to fire him, but to offer him a new office on the 38th floor. Departamento de Relaciones Comunitarias y Bienestar del Empleado, she said, smiling for the first time in weeks. I want someone who sees people, not just positions. I don't have a degree, he said. You have something better. You have heart. And this company is finally going to deserve it. 6 months later everything was different. Salaries rose. A clinic opened on the 3rd floor. Daycare for the kids of the cleaning staff. At the board meetings the woman who once faked a kiss now sat beside the man who taught her how to lead with one. One Saturday morning even waited outside Mila's new school in Caucan. Harper pulled up in her SUV, stepped out in jeans and sneakers, and Mila ran straight into her arms. Tia Harper. Harper laughed and spun her around. Lista para los charros, princesa. Even watched them, the two most important women in his life, and felt something settle inside his chest that hadn't been there since Sophia died. Kindness, it turned out, wasn't invisible after all. Sometimes it just wore a grey uniform and carried a mop, waiting for the right moment to change the world.